welcome back to the Wednesday show. My name is Jirard, the Completionist, and today we're going to talk about marketing. Hope you're ready. Marketing yourself is so important, and I'm really not that great at marketing myself. I tend to get really bad at doing the whole analytical game of YouTube. I don't do clickbait. I don't really do super analytical trends. I try to do it sometimes by playing newer games in the ecosystem of YouTube. But overall, I'm pretty bad at marketing. Which is kind of weird because this is kind of what my job is. Marketing myself is the most important aspect of YouTube. Just to give you an idea, there is a better percent chance, I forget the numbers, it's pretty high though, a better chance of me telling you to subscribe and you actually doing it than me just having a button on screen. There's also numbers and analytical data to prove that if I say subscribe somewhere in the video before I even tell you to subscribe to my channel, you'll more than likely subscribe on your own. Isn't that insane? Numbers are great. I just don't know any of them. But more importantly, the thing that I do know is how to market yourself from kind of the ground up. So today I'm going to kind of give you my 2 cents on what I think you should do when you're starting a Twitch channel or a YouTube channel or really kind of social media-esque type page or website or channel or show or whatever you want to call it. So I guess you can call these my simple tips and tools to get you started. First and foremost, the name. The name has to be something that is memorable. It needs to be something that is unique. It needs to kind of have a punch or kick to it. Something that it will stay with the viewer who is consuming said content. So I used to mentor YouTube channels all the time. No one really knows this, but I used to mentor a lot of up-and-coming YouTubers. Some that have surpassed me in subscribers and views. Others who are still smaller than me. But I used to mentor them a lot. I used to watch their content and give them a lot of feedback. A lot of them didn't like my feedback and took it really close to heart. But there's a reason to why I gave them this feedback, because I cared and I wanted to see them grow. The most common thing that I said from the get-go that I still believe in to this day is the name. One thing that I really think you should not do going forward is to try and combine multiple entities from different franchises that you don't own. For instance, if your username is Sonic_Sora_Sephiroth_42 Heart Face or whatever you want to do, I don't think that's going to get people to watch. It's just something that isn't going to resonate with your audience, and it isn't something that I'm going to necessarily want to share. It's one thing if it's a viral video or if it's some kind of piece that's just a one-off thing. But kind of in the YouTube and streaming world and with Twitch, you want to try and get people to come back. You want to build this brand as a, you know what, this is me, this is what I represent, and this is kind of my being. And I know you really like Sonic and Sora and Sephiroth and numbers and shapes and all that fun stuff, but I think that may be too much. Generic and simple sometimes will work for you, but I also think being super specific is also a good idea. Now, I know there's a bunch of YouTubers out there that you know and love that have really weird usernames on YouTube, and for the most part, they are successful, they succeeded, and they have large followings. And that's totally okay. I am not against that. I'm not even against people who do the fusion thing. I don't mind it. But for someone who's starting out, for someone who's brand new in the space, most of these people who have these large followings and these weird names are where they are because they had help or they worked to get there and they've been around for a long time. In today's ecosystem, I don't think this Sephiroth, Sora, Sonic fan guy is gonna make it. Not because I don't believe in their content or who they are, but the name in itself. The name is so important. I cannot stress that enough. Essentially, if you're a legacy YouTuber and you've been working hard on your content and you have a name that's a fusion of a few things, that's totally okay. But if you are new, you have to really ask yourself, what makes me more different than everyone else? What makes me unique? And what makes people look at what I do? The second thing I would say is whatever you are streaming or whatever you are creating on YouTube, be as specific as you can and really hone out what your niche is. If your niche is not there, it'll eventually get there, or maybe you can be the first person there. I was blown away when I looked up Completionist on YouTube. All I saw were achievements online that had the word Completionist, and there was someone named The Completionist. He is a really cool guy, lives in Alaska. I believe he's an engineer. He does Let's Play videos and fun little videos on the side talking about his favorite games. Really nice guy. I actually messaged him when I first started because I wanted to make sure that it was okay that I was using the Completionist show name, and he said it was totally okay. He said he was happy with it. I even offered to buy the channel off of him because I wanted The Completionist, youtube.com/thecompletionist, and he didn't want to give it to me, and so I had to really think, what else can I do to encapsulate that? If I can't be The Completionist, what can I be? So back in the day, in my early years of YouTube, I wanted to create a website called thatonevideo.com, and the whole thing was like it was going to be a subsidiary viral video network that would share viral content on the internet. Unfortunately, I was a lot smaller than YouTube at the time, and there was no way I was going to compete with it because I was a small channel trying to build out a website and all that fun stuff. But what I did learn for myself was creating That One Video Gamer. The idea was to be synonymous and anonymous at the same time. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Synonymous and autonomous. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. The point is that I wanted to make it so that anyone could be that one video gamer, or they could be that one artist, that one musician, that one filmmaker. The idea was that I could break off and create a bunch of different other channels that would subsequently grow out the brand of That One Video Gamer. That One Video Gamer was just one corner of the pie. We were going to do a lot more cool things. Fortunately, I didn't really get too crazy, and I am happy with what I have so far. But it is important to know that I went specifically for a generic kind of feel. The way I describe The Completionist and That One Video Gamer is this. You watch The Simpsons on Fox. You watch Family Guy on Fox. You watch The Completionist on That One Video Gamer. You watch Defend It on That One Video Gamer. It's kind of like channel and channel programming, if you will. That's why I don't do vlogs or these personal kind of channels on That One Video Gamer, because that's not the kind of content people came to watch. They came to watch those specific shows, and they're still around for those specific shows. I know I'm getting a little sidetracked here, and I'm just kind of rambling, but that's the beauty of these kinds of videos. I can just kind of get sidetracked and just do my own thing. I know my brain moves a million miles a second. I am trying my best to calm down. I tend to get a little passionate about this stuff, and I get sidetracked at times, so if it seems like I'm sporadic or being weird, I'm trying to stay focused, and I apologize. So we talked about the name, we talked about your niche of content. Two very important things. The third important thing to me is consistency. You need to be able to do your show or whatever you want on a consistent timetable. Now, this is actually hard for a lot of people because not everyone had all the time in the world to create what they do or really have time to do what they want for themselves. That's the hard part about doing YouTube and Twitch, is that you're really taking time out of your day, setting things aside and saying, hey, I'm doing this for me, and then you're getting you're getting no results, and that's super disheartening. To put in hours and hours and hours into the content that you love and the things you love talking about, and to get no viewership, that is super depressing. But that consistency then goes into passion. You have to have the passion. You have to like what you do. You have to live, breathe, eat, sleep, all that stuff. You have to really enjoy what you love creating. And if you don't enjoy it, then don't do that thing. Or go back to the drawing board and come up with something that is fun for you. It sounds so simple, and it sounds like no big deal. Yes, that's the thing you should do, but people get overwhelmed. They want to create big things, and I'm all for creating big things. Dream big and execute as big as you can, but know that you have to do it within your own kind of compound of what you've created. The fifth thing, which is really the most obvious one I think of them all, is be yourself. YouTube has half the word in it. You are the most important part of YouTube. If you're creating a channel, or even if you're doing a Twitch page, you have to be yourself and bring people to come to want to watch you or be a part of it. And that's so easy to say. That's so easy to just kind of blurt it out there and be like, well, no duh, dummy. Not everyone can get 1 million subs overnight. I know, I get that. It's not easy. It's not easy. From the beginning until now, it has not been easy. And it won't be easy. Nothing just comes to you. You have to work hard to get it. The Rock says that all the time on his Twitter. That's why I love him so much. He's true on that. You have to put in the work to earn it. But to kind of go along with that, my sixth and final note is when you're picking your content, when you're creating things, you have to really look and say, what inspires me? What is my inspiration? And how do I become inspired? Now that sounds simple, right? But this is where I'm going to get real specific at times. So, you love Let's Plays, and you love watching favorite Let's Players. If I watch a channel that has 1 million subscribers, and they're a Let's Play channel, and they have a bunch of Let's Players out there that are also doing the same thing, technically those are all your competition. And that's super disconcerting, right? Oh man, if there's 1 million subscribers subscribed to one person, and all those people want to make a Let's Play channel, that's 1 million people that are making Let's Play channels. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of competition. But what inspires you to make that? Are you a part of that? Can you contribute to that? Are you someone who can really hone out their own thing from that? Even doing things, and this kind of goes back to the whole niche thing. If you're doing things like, hey, I let's play scary games, or I let's play only Mega Man titles, or only Nintendo titles, those Let's Players exist. But you have to really see from an outsider's perspective of advertising, why am I going to watch you? And I think that kind of goes down to the niche as well as your inspiration. If you like Let's Plays, maybe doing a Let's Play right away isn't the best thing. How do I change the Let's Play up? If I'm creating a Let's Play like everyone else is, then what's the point in watching? Well, obviously me, the personality, right? Great. Yeah, but I've had years of experience, years of putting in work and building my brands and my company and my friends and helping them with their careers. I've had that experience. I've gone through that. But you are starting as someone who doesn't necessarily have that experience, who doesn't have that support network, and is struggling to make it work. You kind of have to take your flag in the ground and say, hey, boom, this is what I do. I'm this kind of Let's Player, or I'm this kind of reviewer. And sometimes there is no niche, and you have to make that niche. Now, I know I've thrown a lot at you guys. Believe me, I'm exhausted, and I know that I sound really kind of spaced out, but I think there are a lot of good nuggets in this conversation. I know it wasn't as markety as you thought it was going to be, but I think what I do know is that what I told you guys is everything that I have struggled with on a personal level. And so I try my best to make sure that I'm being who I am, being a professional, being focused, being motivated, being inspired, continuing to be inspired by other people. I'm focusing on my best to spread a positive and creative message around me. And that's so hard to do. I always say it's so easy to make fun of something. It's so much more difficult to praise something, to really sit there and go, why do I like this? I think there's something in this video. I hope you feel something. I hope you learn something. I feel like my brain is just moving really fast because I have to go shoot a music video for the next 48 hours, so I'm super exhausted. It's not for big bad bosses. See, I can't even talk. It's not for big bad bosses. It's for another YouTuber. So these videos are kind of on the fly, if you will. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions, comments to That One Video Gamer, send them my way. I read those. Bradley reads those. The guys read them. I'll try and answer any questions that I can. I love your faces. I know that's Philip DeFranco's thing. See what I did? I said be inspired, and then I'm ripping off one of my inspired people. I love all you guys. Have a great week, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye-bye.